you even trying to get then? You're supposed to ask me questions or what?
This is Jesse Nyberg. He's an LA-based creator, artist, jack of all trades.
To me, he's a friend. In our pursuit of making the internet feel smaller, we spent the last 4 months working on a secret project.
I mean, would 4 months be enough time, or are we in over our heads?
In making a magazine, interviewing Jesse, and even flying all the way to LA to make a commercial. But here's the pitch.
Like, our why throughout everything we do is trying to make the internet feel smaller. And what better way to do that than reaching out to our friends? Yeah, and like tell stories about what we know, about who we know. So we wanted to answer the question in this video, is collaboration still worth it in 2025? So we flew to LA to answer that question.
Thank you.
Never deplaned a plane like this.
Mr. Films.
That's me.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's get ourselves oriented a bit. We can't get into the Airbnb until 3.
Yeah.
So we got 2.5 hours to kill. Where to first? In and out?
In and out.
Can we please do 2 double doubles, medium iced teas?
Very good.
Alright, so doing a little pre-production stuff. We are a team of 2, so we have to do everything. So that means getting the merchandise looking fresh. Quick tip, if you ever have like t-shirts with like printed on stuff and you need to iron out the wrinkles, turn it inside out. Then you don't melt anything. Nervous, but excited for today. I think it's gonna go well. It's just like, you always get like the pre-shoot scaries.
It's gonna be a good one. We're driving from Pasadena to Covina. Getting some coffee to start the day too. Gotta do it right.
Gotta get the caffeine.
Nice to meet you. Good to see you in person.
Yeah.
Got a Airbnb in Pasadena, so.
Nice to meet you, man.
So it's the last time you guys saw each other in like France?
Yeah.
Nice. Jake Nice.
They hate vloggers there. But it's not like, we're good, but Oh, you're right, bro. So we're going right here to these old apartments that I used to live in.
Yeah.
Right here in off this street. This is where I moved to when I moved from Covina when I was in like 7th grade. So this is my first time like living over here. I mean, it's just pretty much like significant because it's where I grew up, and when I first moved here, I actually was like super sad because I was going into like the 2nd year of middle school.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not gonna have any friends. Like, fuck San Dimas. Those people are all rich too. Like, I hate that. Like, I had that whole like me against the world, like angsty teenager attitude, you know?
Yeah.
But it ended up being like a really good thing because I met people who I liked even more than I knew before, and met like my partner and everything, so. So this was like the front of it right here, and then I used to always go to this basketball court, and there's a skate park too, right here.
Skate?
Yeah, I used to. Not anymore. I feel like I'm too scared to get hurt now. It's weird being here. Like, it's cool to show it, but I'm also like, oh, I kind of hate this place at the same time.
It brings back like those just memories.
Yeah, but there's like good and bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like anywhere you live or anything you experience.
Yeah.
I feel like when I lived here too, it's like from like 7th, 8th grade throughout high school, I feel like that's one of the most emotional and like kind of weird times. And I had a lot of weird stuff actually going on too. So I feel like when you're that age though, it's all amplified because you're not old enough to like kind of even know how to handle anything.
Yeah.
You're just like kind of a kid still, like know what you're doing also at the same time.
Yeah.
B-roll here.
Yeah.
Get some shots of the basketball hoop real quick. I just think it's cool with like the like multicolored nets and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like a shot if you think like up,
Yeah.
kinda.
I'm down. We can do something right here too, I guess. But we used to climb on these and like play tag and shit. We'd be running on these roofs.
Shua, do you want to take the photos or okay?
Yeah.
Do you want to like take the top? Do you want to work just like cheesing?
Blue and yellow.
Does this fool know where to go or is he following?
I'm not sure.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna get a workout here. At least the car's like light and small, you know?
Yeah,
I've driven a big ass truck before with no power steering, like an old old like metal like Chevy. And that shit's hard. So this is like the downtown right here. Like it's pretty lame, like if San Dimas downtown. It's very like Western.
Downtown?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it used to be all wood in the ground. So whenever you would be skating or something, you had to walk through this part because it was just like straight wood. So right now we're going to this little park by the city hall. Once I moved over here, I feel like it's when I was getting a little bit older. Like when I left Covina and I was more independent, kind of like raising myself. And I was telling them like it's nothing special, but I would just sit around waiting to have someone be able to hang out or whatever. Like I just never wanted to be at home. I feel like I didn't have like a super stable home environment at the time. So you just always wanted to be outside and kind of like, even if there wasn't anything going on, I'd just be texting everyone like, you guys trying to hang out, trying to hang out. Most people were busy until the evening. So I would just have my board right here. I'd be skating, chilling. I was like being a little bad kid, trying to like, I'd like hide cigarettes here and smoke them and shit. I'd be like, I can't have them at my house, my mom won't know. They don't have these signs anymore right here. There's little signs on this thing right here. I have a picture of like the depravity stickers up on these light posts.
Like these right here.
Yeah.
It is funny because it's not exactly like, oh, a homecoming. I haven't been here in forever. Because
Yeah.
you do live so close by still.
Yeah, but I don't like go. I don't go to these places anymore. Yeah, like I would hang out here mostly by myself too. Like this was when I was like a super angsty teenager, and I would just be sitting here like all mad, like yeah, like I just want to be on my own, like out in the city or whatever, like bullshit like that. But this is all new too. It's funny because yeah, I live here, but like I haven't even seen a lot of this stuff. Cause I just like go on my own little like routes and routine. Once you're not going to the same places anymore, you don't notice that they change them up. I used to kick it on that little thing. That's where we put the cigarettes in that little awning.
Literally, this right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly the sentiment that all these places have. Like, is this the spot?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's kind of the spot. Oh yeah, when I was a young kid, so me and my friend would meet up right here, and we didn't want to get in trouble, so we wouldn't even keep them on us. We put it in here. There's just like a little ledge. And then one day I came and they were gone, and my friend's like, yeah, I just realized like I don't want to have to go to the park to smoke a cigarette. So I just took them home, and I'm like, nah, that's how we're gonna get addicted. And yeah, that I was for a little bit. Put it, yeah, like right here. Do you want to go to that food spot in Pomona?
That would work.
Do you guys like mariscos?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I feel like I had a lot of issues with my mom and stuff growing up, and just a lot of drama going on with that. And I also feel like just quite literally, like I didn't like being at the house because like my mom would have shit everywhere. Like I would go, like my room would always be all like busted, and like she'd always be like having all this like crap. Like I feel like she was low-key like a hoarder or something. So like even just that, like I felt like it wasn't like a good place to like do anything, you know? Like even when I started getting my laptop too, and like trying to work on like stuff or learn how to do design work or that, like I would just always go to like this Starbucks or whatever, like anywhere, just to kind of like sit there and do stuff. But I think it's, you know, it was kind of shitty, but I also think the positives are I got a lot of like kind of independence, and I feel like by the time I went to college, I already was pretty like secure in my own like personality and what I liked, and even something as simple as like knowing the major I wanted and never having to like second guess that too much was pretty cool. Whereas like I knew some kids in the dorms who like they didn't even know how to do laundry and shit. It was so weird, like meeting grown-ups essentially that were still like, they need their like parents, you know, to do stuff for them. But no shade on them, it means they probably had a good fucking setup, you know?
Nice to have good parents. You know?
Yeah. So this is kind of like the start of the road I was talking about, like people smash through this area right here. And look, I'm not even like on the accelerator because we're on like an incline. So this fork's gonna come out of this. So like it's not a main road, but like we have to make sure there's not a lot of people on the behind us on this thing.
Okay, so right now we're gonna get an action shot. This is like one of the ending shots where he kind of like peels off and goes into the open road. We're trying to get this shot real quick while traffic is medium-ish slow. So we'll see how this goes. I think we got the shot. What do you think? Was it?
I mean, I got a pretty cool shot with this too, you know.
Sick. That was great.
What they have that's really good is these like shrimp tacos that are like flattened and they put like salsa and stuff on top. You're getting those, I'd say you want like 3. They have a ceviche, which is like a bunch of different fish and stuff on like a tostada. They have aguachile, which is like a more soupy version of that. They have this thing I like called the Poseidon, which is a giant ceviche with octopus and this spicy sauce and all this. But so this spot was, I've just always heard of it. All right, run it back.
AI.
I'm really like against that stuff, but I'm also like not against it where I'm scared. Like I'm just gonna do what I do and do what I like, and whatever happens around me in the world and technology, like kind of out of my control. So what's the point of like feeding into the like either over optimism or over fear of it all? Also, I think a lot of the big tech companies and like especially like people who think they want to make AI like art and movies and stuff, I don't think they fully understand the sentiment of like Gen Z and the below generation of how much disdain they have for that stuff. Like they don't want to watch something just because it's cool, even if it's AI generated or whatever. They want to see something that someone made, and they want to, like, you almost need the proof. Like the proof saying someone made something is almost going to be like in itself like, oh, that's a cool thing, probably someone actually made it. Like how people will say like, oh, A24 produced that movie, it's probably good. That's how I even feel though with taste, not just like with design work and art forms, but I've even started to feel that way with like how I operate with like YouTube and content. Like there was a time where I had more taste because I didn't know how to play the game. And then I feel like there was an era where I went way too like Mr. Beast, like trying to do like the thumbnails I thought would work and like stuff like that. And now I've learned how that works, but I'm like, how can I make it like my taste and my style? Because I think with the more creative content, like people, like if you do stuff about art, design, filmmaking, those same rules don't apply because your viewers are people who are actually going to criticize the aesthetics of everything, not just how clickable something is. There's a weird fine balance to navigate all that stuff, I feel like.
You ready?
And action.
That's good.
Not
that was
much
perfect.
room, you know?
No, that was perfect. We got that motion though.
He's probably gonna want to do it one more. I'm surprised that you guys have done everything so like, all right, good. Like, hopefully they're good because we've done like one try of everything. I'm used to people being like, I haven't done a lot of like stuff like this, but whenever I have, it's like, all right, 10 more times.
Just one more safety for safety.
Yeah, just so we can see it. They always say something like that.
I think I found my favorite distraction. At least I'm in line with this attraction. If you don't feel my heart, you're not at all. This time I really need to calm my blood, or else I
probably noticed by now, but just like a lot of other creators, we're perfectionists. I mean, we flew all the way out to LA just to do a photo shoot with Jesse and film commercials for this apparel drop. So I was talking too quick? He's been telling me that my like on-camera voice is too slow. We obsess over like literally every detail, from the weight of the paper of our magazine to the custom tag on the back of our shirts. We do like having control over the production process, which is why we printed our magazine, as well as this apparel collection right here in Chicago. But we do also source some of our products through non-local manufacturers without sacrificing quality. Take this beanie I'm wearing right now. You've probably seen me wear this classic Stormy beanie in gold in a lot of our videos. I actually first sampled it through Fourth Wall all the way back in 2021. 4 years later, the hat's still in really great shape. It's funny, one of the first videos on the Powder Blue channel was the Hot Take show, this like mock debate show we did, and one of the people came and said that their hot take was, a beanie is not a hat. I just called this a hat. Anyway, what's great about Fourth Wall is it lets you sell both your own items as well as custom products you find through their partner network. Fourth Wall has made it easy for over 200,000 creators to launch their shop on the platform. And if you made it this far in the ad read, use our referral link in the description and you'll get $25 in free sample credits. It's a pretty sweet deal. Now back to our adventure in LA.
That's a sample, yeah.
Is it bigger?
Yeah, we scaled it up a little bit, but
Okay.
right now we're at Big Tree Park. So this is like a little park here in Glendora that I always used to go to when I was young. Especially like I think my grandma first brought me here.
Do you think you're set here? Like, yeah, this is where I see myself living for the rest of my life?
It's really hard for me to not think about like everything I ever do in like a very nuanced way, because I feel like I have a hard time making decisions, and I'm like, in one way this, in one way this. Like in one way I feel like I'm pretty young and I can still change that path, and maybe I will go somewhere or somewhere else. But then in another way, like I have a established partner, and like we have this really cool spot we're living in, and like everything is good. So I wouldn't want to change it because it's not good. It would be purely just to change it, and I don't know if that's always good or not.
What's the feeling when you go to all these spots we've gone through today? Like, because I know you said like even though they're so close, you don't necessarily like go to the city hall on the day-to-day, right? So
Right. It doesn't feel like significant or special or important because it's like something I might happen to just drive by. But doing it in that perspective did bring me back to some of those things. Like even sitting at that park at the city hall, which was like arguably the least important or recognizable spot or like cool spot. Sitting there when I was doing that when I was like 15, 16, like this super angsty kind of like, probably arguably like depressed now that I look back on it, and just kind of being in a whole different headspace that I am in now. It's weird to even get back into that. Like it felt like almost like I went and sat back into that body. Like when you play a video game and you're racing the lap, that's like that ghost self. And I sat there and I was like, damn. On one end I was like, that kid was like, I felt bad for that kid that was dealing with that at that time. But I'm like, damn, like so much shit has gone well since then. I feel like I lived so much in my life, like everything fucking sucks. And then shit started not sucking. And then I'm like, oh, well, maybe also it's because of how I was looking at stuff too. Good shit did start happening. Bad shit still happens now. It feels good to go kind of back to those spots and reflect and be like, damn, we have done some cool shit. We is, I guess, me and me. I'm just saying we, the royal we, or whatever it's called. But I think a lot of artists and creatives, designers, whatever, have a bad time like really looking at what they've accomplished or being proud of what they're doing, because you have to be in that so disciplined mode to even get there that you don't really like smell the roses. I'm trying to get better at that without getting complacent either, you know, finding that sweet spot. When I heard that the Tribe song, like Keep It Moving, I just really liked that chorus and that sentiment or the hook. And it was something that I always really liked as a little mantra, kind of abstract way to live your life. I'm excited with how the design came out, and I think I just wanted to tell you guys too, like this shit was fun to work on, so I appreciate it. Even from call to ideation to concepting to iterating on the design, and then you having this vision for the writing and the story, and Shua and Tyga helping with the filming and everything. I think it'll be cool. I hope people mess with it. This is the kind of shit that I like aesthetically, so I hope people fuck with it too.
In coming out to Los Angeles, we had two goals. The first was to film a really dope commercial and photo shoot with Jesse to celebrate the release of the Keep It Moving collection. But the second goal was to answer a question. Are collaborations still worth it in 2025? My last question to Jesse at Big Tree Park was actually a pretty straightforward one. He's the kind of guy who has a million different things he could do and paths he could take as a designer, artist, and creator. So, quite honestly, why did he want to collaborate with us?
I don't know, it's just cool. Like, I think you have like credibility to me just from when I met you and talked to you, and like we have a lot of mutual acquaintances and friends and stuff, so there was a lot more trust there. You know, we like met in real life, right? I think it helps a little bit. And I remember we talked like a long time ago, so there was that reference point. And I obviously met Shua recently, well, I guess last year, pretty much. And then I knew of Moy, because I think they're super talented and they did all that cool design shit for Creator Camp and the newspapers for Publish Press. So I think you had like the right people with you. For me to say no, it would have had to been like a lot more work or something maybe. Like it was pretty chill. Us doing something together doesn't take away from me doing anything by myself. That's like scarcity mindset. It's just cool to work on stuff, and it's also a good proof of concept for me. I was already planning on dropping some shirts, and I wanted to do this blank and these kind of screen print. So like I don't really see how it could go wrong unless no one buys them, I guess. But
I think what we're saying here is go collaborate and make creative shit with your friends because it's more fun.
Yeah, it's chill. It's as long as the people are cool, like it's usually gonna turn out pretty well.
Our trip to Los Angeles was a success. We printed them on these heavyweight Shaka garment dyed blanks. It's a really premium piece. It only gets better the more you wear it. Each shirt also comes with a uniquely numbered CD, which features a Keep It Moving playlist, curated by Jesse and our team. Anyway, the collection is available now, and it comes in 2 colorways, navy and gold, which is a nod to the Golden State, and black and red, reminiscent of the Chicago Bulls. We made a really limited run of these, so go cop one before they sell out. Link is in the description. See you next week for our season finale. That's a wrap.